Good evening. I'm hesitant to interrupt because I hear lots of laughter, which is a wonderful sound here at the Reagan Library, but I think we should get moving and get to the centerpiece of why you're all here. I hope that your 3 days in Simi Valley have been inspiring and that you've enjoyed dinner underneath the wings of Air Force One. Hopefully, this is an indelible image that will always remind you of your time here at the Reagan Library and the lessons learned about our 40th president. I'm honored tonight to welcome a dedicated member of our selection committee who has expended hours upon hours studying your achievements. I know many of you spent time with her this afternoon, but please join me now in welcoming the former First Lady of the State of California, Mrs. Gail Wilson. We are incredibly blessed by her participation in and attendance at all of these events. One of the things that I have learned about her is how much she loves all of you, and I think this really gives her increased excitement and hope for the future of our country as it does me. So thank you, Gail. And of course, none of this would be possible without the tremendous support of GE, who has a deep history with Ronald Reagan, as you all know now, and probably will hear more about as we move along in our relationship with all of you. GE is not only responsible for our financial situation with this extraordinary scholarship program, but they have been and offered valuable guidance in shaping the program and helping select this year's recipients. Tony Denhart, who's been with us through this entire journey, is also joining us tonight, and he is one of those valuable architects of the program. Thank you to Tony and to his family who has joined him tonight. Welcome. I also want to acknowledge our other special guests that have joined us this evening, most of whom you've met over the course of the retreat, but we'll review. Our partners at Scholarship America, Mike Nyland and Lynette Idso. Our 2015 scholar, Braden Drevlo, and 2016 scholar, Brock Drevlo, from whom you heard last evening. Amazing. And I had the extraordinary pleasure of watching them in a very private concert this morning, something I will never forget. Thank you, gentlemen. 2016 scholar and our current intern, Ray Peterson, representing the University of Pennsylvania. And 2016 scholar and student at the University of Southern California, Natasha Takahashi. You may also notice some new faces with us tonight. We reached out to the local alumni associations for the universities that you plan to attend, and we invited representatives to help us celebrate your achievements. We are pleased to have several of those representatives here with us tonight. So when I call the name of your university, and will the students also please stand? Harvard University, Marquette University, Texas A&M University, the University of California at Los Angeles, and the University of Evansville. Thank you to all of those universities and the alumni who came out tonight. Finally, there is someone here tonight that has been guiding this program through every single minute detail. You and we are here tonight because of the dedication and commitment of our program manager, someone you've all come to know well, Erin Karsfall. I want to say thank you once again. Erin helps me to write the remarks, and that's never in the remarks when I receive them. In our 7th year of the GE-Reagan Foundation Scholarship Program, we received nearly 14,000 applications from qualified students across the United States. We asked them about their leadership at school, in the community, in the workplace, and at home. We received remarkable stories of leadership and service that restored our confidence in the future of our nation. After an extensive and thoughtful selection process, only 20 exemplary student leaders rose to the top. That is you. I congratulate each of you for being among the very few individuals to hold the distinction of GE-Reagan Foundation Scholar. I hope you wear this honor proudly and serve as an ambassador for the vision, as well as the character and ideals of President Reagan. May tonight motivate you to continue to lead and serve in college and beyond, pursuing a life of prosperity for yourselves, your family, your peers, and your community, and of course, your country. As you've been hearing over the last couple of days, one of Ronald Reagan's greatest communication strengths was his sense of humor and ability to tell a joke. Tony Penny has definitely cornered the market in retelling them, but I did hear the president tell a story once that I thought might be relevant tonight, or at least fun. So as the story goes, a newly ordained minister was scheduled to give his first sermon in a little church in Oklahoma. It was an evening ceremony, and he had worked for weeks on this sermon. He wanted to make a good impression, of course. It was tornado season, though, in Oklahoma, and as he stood up to speak, there was only one member of the congregation who had dared the weather and the hour. One little lone man sitting out there in a pew. So the minister looked him in the eye and said, "Look, I'm just a young preacher trying to get started. You seem to be the only member of the congregation who showed up. Shall I go ahead?" The man said, "Well, I wouldn't know about preaching and that sort of thing," he said. "I'm just a little old cowpoke out here in Oklahoma. But I do know this. If I loaded up a truck full of hay and took it out to the prairie and only one cow showed up, I'd feed her." So the minister stepped back into the pulpit, and an hour and a half later, having pronounced the benediction, he went down and he said to the man, "My friend, you seem to have stuck with me. As I told you, I'm just a young preacher trying to get started. What did you think?" And the man said, "As I told you, I'm just a little old cowpoke. Don't know much about that sort of thing. But I do know this. If I loaded up a truckload of hay, took it out on the prairie, and only one cow showed up, I sure wouldn't give her the whole load." So, ladies and gentlemen, before I'm tempted to give you the whole load, I'd like to ask Gail Wilson, Tony Denhart, and Tony Penny to join me now on the stage to help recognize our 2017 scholars. Scholars, when I call your name, please come to the stage to be recognized. Right now, I want you to take off your IDs. I do not want you on the stage with that white lanyard around your neck. You may take it home with you. Parents, you are welcome to take photos, but please know that we do have our own official photographer here, and we will get you those photos, but we have no problem with you coming to the front of the stage to do that. Here we go. Miguel Chavez. Miguel believes that we all have an opportunity to make a difference in this world, and at any given moment we can spark a change and be the difference in somebody's life. From the way Miguel has spent his time, it is clear that he lives for others and strives to help everyone he encounters. One way he lived this example was through an annual mission trip to Mexico to support the physical and emotional needs of a remote population. Overcoming obstacles of his own, Miguel has been inspired by the optimism of those who have far less. Student Council President, Miguel was a representative for the Oklahoma City Youth Council and held leadership positions for the Key Club, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, the National Honor Society, and the cross-country team. He served as captain of the soccer team and was recently selected as a starting player for the Oklahoma All-State soccer team. This outstanding scholar, athlete, philanthropist will attend the University of Oklahoma in the fall and then move on to Cornell. Congratulations, Miguel. Cheryl Chen. Cheryl describes herself as an insatiable knowledge seeker and innovator, always trying to better her community and leave the world a better place. If starting your own nonprofit and inspiring a national movement at 14 years old is an indication of things to come, we can expect nothing less than greatness from Cheryl. As a result of personal experiences and frustration with the disparity of women rising to executive positions, Cheryl created GALS, Girls Advocating Strength and Leadership, a student-run nonprofit that inspires the next generation of female executives. This award-winning effort has received $20,000 in funding, partnerships with major corporations, and accolades from the likes of Sheryl Sandberg, Hillary Clinton, and more. As if this would not keep her busy enough, Cheryl was founder of a fashion blog. She's a TED Youth speaker and a global kindness ambassador for Generation On. At school, she was a leader for the Key Club, National Honor Society, track and field team, Model United Nations, Future Business Leaders of America, and more. From Brooklyn, New York, Cheryl will attend the University of Pennsylvania in the fall. Congratulations. Anna Harris. Anna takes this approach each day. Today is a new day. I will improve the world. One voice, one hand, one person can change the world for the better. I can be that person and that voice. Through her own work, establishing a nonprofit out of personal experiences, it is evident that Anna is in fact changing the world for the better. The centerpiece of her service is her organization entitled There Is No Cure for Brain Injury, which serves victims of brain injury in her community and state. Anna's passion for brain disorders and her drive to support the populations often affected by them came after her own brother suffered a brain injury. In addition, Anna has established a number of initiatives that support everyone from babies to veterans to her entire community. President of the student government and a state and all-American cheerleading champion, Anna's leadership motivates others with her encouragement and positive attitude. Hailing from Green River, Wyoming, Anna will attend Brigham Young University this fall. Best of luck, Anna. Candace Johnston. Her counselor describes Candace as goal-oriented, motivated, and exceptional. President of her class since the 8th grade, Candace has made tremendous contributions to her school, community, and state. After being inspired by the way her community supported her own family when in need, Candace was determined to give back, and did so initially through Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Her exposure to these drunk driving tragedies through her support of MAD ultimately led her to start her own nonprofit that serves law enforcement officers working DWI checkpoints, earning her an award from the State Department of Public Safety. She founded a second initiative, Teens for Jeans, and her efforts collected more than 7,000 pairs of jeans for homeless teens across her state. A former Miss Junior Teen New Mexico, Candace was captain of the cross-country team, team leader for the track team, and a cheerleader. From Los Lunas, New Mexico, Candace will come to our state of California to attend Chapman University in the fall. Congratulations. Gabrielle Kamen. Gavi is inspired by President Reagan's, quote, respect for the dignity and rights of all individuals, and his gift of leadership to make all people feel included in the conversation, uniting rather than dividing people, moving history forward. She devotes her service to interfaith and interracial dialogue, as well as peace and conflict resolution, both domestically and internationally. Gavi participates and creates forums for open discussion, including her own Middle East Skype sessions, which include conversations among teenagers in the United States, Israel, Palestine, Jordan, and Egypt. To learn more, she spent a summer in the Muslim country of Indonesia and another summer in the Buddhist country of Thailand, and is currently studying Arabic. Gavi uses her proficiency with the arts as a singer, songwriter, musician, choreographer, actor, and more to advance social justice. She is active in theater and dance and is currently creating an arts-based elementary school curriculum to teach conflict resolution to students from Washington, D.C. Gabby will attend New York University in the fall. Congratulations. Karista Santos Morochek. Karista models her courage, ambition, and kindness after the adults in her life who inspire her, including immigrants who came to pursue the American dream. Karista's own dream is to champion women's rights on behalf of the legions who may have lost their voice because of intimidation, injustice, or inequality. At age 15, Karista became the youngest ever columnist and teen correspondent for the daily Staten Island Advance, where she covers topics that range from teen depression to global warming. Her column has turned into a television presence as well, giving her a platform to interview notable community leaders. A champion swimmer and classical pianist, Karista has interned for Senator Charles Schumer and a judge, and has been a finalist in a number of pageants. And I think she's our first sign-up for the LTAP program next summer. She beat you all to the punch. From Staten Island, New York, Karista will attend Barnard College this fall. Congratulations, Karista. Absolutely. Congratulations. Simon Ng. Simon's life objective is to live a life that is mentally stimulating and benefits others. When it came time for Simon to select a project to earn his Eagle Scout status through Boy Scouts, he turned to the environment and decided to conduct an ecological survey of a local nature preserve. Using his leadership abilities and his extensive knowledge of math and science, Simon developed specific procedures and empowered numerous volunteers to collect data on 47 plant species and 120 trees. His vision of making his community more sustainable extended to a composting initiative he led at his school. Beyond philanthropy, Simon is an avid musician and runner. With his philosophy of assuming leadership where it is needed or lacking, using his leadership to advocate for a better world, and leading his peers to make that better world a reality, we are confident that Simon will do just that. From Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Simon will soon be very comfortable in Southern California as a freshman at the University of California, Los Angeles. Welcome. Jamie Jo Norwood. Faith and family drive Jamie. Jamie served as president of her 4-H club, but credits her family's support through all of her experiences. She says, "We have won as a family and lost as a family. When one person wins, we all win. We celebrate as a family and cry as a family." As vice president of 4-H junior leaders, Jamie organized events to support families with basic needs and Thanksgiving meals, as well as Christmas presents. Serving meals to those less fortunate reminded Jamie of her own blessings, encouraged her to share her surplus with others. Similarly, as president of the National Honor Society, Jamie started tutoring sessions for struggling students, which have made a visible impact on their grades and test scores. From Roanoke, Indiana, Jamie will attend the University of Evansville in the fall. Congratulations, Jamie. Grace Pouch. A philosophy of servant leadership was instilled in Grace, and it has and will continue to inform the way she plans to live her life in college and beyond. She says, quote, "College is no longer about me. It's about the people I have the opportunity to encounter and serve." Last summer, Grace traveled to Jinja, Uganda, and was moved by what she experienced and how serving there made her feel. So after she graduated high school early, Grace spent this past spring semester back in Uganda as a medical intern through HEAL Ministries. She was active in Young Life, through which she served as a group leader and speaker, captain of the soccer team, Beta Club representative, and much more. Grace was in the top 2% of her large graduating class. She's from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, and Grace will be pre-med at Clemson University in the fall. Well done, Grace. So this is the point where we would honor Odysseia Perinis, And as you all know, he was with us yesterday, and we did honor him with the expectation that he might be able to join us tonight. But he is recovering, but his doctor gave the big no for attending tonight. So I'm really glad that we did honor him last night and they got to be part of your group, and I hope you all will continue to include him in all of the events that you do together in the future. Our next recipient is Carly Sines. Carly aims to, quote, leave a positive impact on the world and inspire others to do great things. And she recognizes that sometimes leaders come from unexpected places. President of the Student Council, President of Future Business Leaders of America, head cheerleader, and Vice President of National Honor Society are just some of the ways Carly spent her time at school. Marching band captain, drum majorette, and vocal captain for choir, Carly excels in music and plans to study music education in college. She served in leadership roles for a number of charitable efforts, including blood drives, Meals on Wheels, Vacation Bible School, food drives, and more. Beyond her community service and school extracurriculars, Carly values the closeness of her family, her faith, and of course, work ethic. Carly comes to us from Cambridge, Nebraska, and will attend the University of Nebraska-Lincoln in the fall. Best of luck to you. Shelby Marie Steinbach. An experience as a 4-H camp mentor helped Shelby realize the importance of advocating for those who cannot advocate for themselves. At the Mission Possible Camp for Youth with Disabilities, Shelby was paired with a camper who was developmentally delayed and nonverbal. Not only did this experience give Shelby an appreciation for her ability to complete tasks independently that we typically take for granted, but it also led her to guard against seeing the differences among us. She has taken this value of inclusion back to her leadership roles at school and in the community, including 4-H, Student Council, Future Farmers of America, band, and more. That "and more" seems to be a real theme, and more. Everybody has a more. Shelby can be seen in the community coordinating food drives, leading school tours, hosting blood drives, all while holding down a job and maintaining an exceptional GPA. From New Braunfels, Texas, Shelby will attend Texas A&M University in the fall. Congratulations. Alexander Teckel. Alexander was instrumental in bringing Junior State to his community and has served as chapter president and an award-winning speaker. He dedicated himself to expanding the organization by raising thousands of dollars in scholarship funding for students to attend the JSA convention, by helping to start 7 new chapters in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and being selected to attend an exclusive JSA Leadership Summit himself. His extensive efforts led to his own election as the JSA Lieutenant Governor for Texas. An officer of speech and debate and the Computer Club, Alexander also founded a nonprofit that donated desktop computers to students. As a high schooler, Alexander has spent 2 summers interning for Ericsson North America, where he played a key role in the annual technology camp, which brings STEM awareness to hundreds of children who otherwise might not be introduced to it. Alexander also hails from Texas, but will attend a rival school, University of Texas at Austin, in the fall. Congratulations. Zoe Urban. Though Zoe has faced unimaginable personal obstacles, she is determined not to let her statistics define her. She knows that by working hard and succeeding, her story will inspire others, and that is what she aims to do. As a foster child herself, Zoe spends time tutoring other foster youth to bridge the gap for those who may not receive the educational support they need at home. At school, Zoe is a director for Theater Club Productions, secretary of the Key Club, award-winning member of choir, homecoming committee president, and president of the Special Olympics Volunteer Club. She is also a regular volunteer for the Santa Barbara County Food Bank, Kiwanis, AmeriCorps, Community Theater Productions, and California Coastal Commission. Zoe is from up the road in Santa Maria, California, and will attend Harvard University this fall. Congratulations, Zoe. Hannah Vanderkar. Hannah found her leadership voice as part of FCCLA, Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America. As she says, giving back to others was what I was meant to do. After immersing herself in community service projects, Hannah was ready to take her involvement to the next level. Though she initially struggled to secure an officer position, she remained loyal and climbed to the position of Illinois FCCLA state president this year, leading 3,000 members. And through this role, Hannah has refined her public speaking and communication skills. Perhaps she could help me, because I just jumbled that. And she plans to further that in college. Outside of FCCLA, Hannah was section leader for band, library club president, captain of Winter Guard, and a member of Mathletes, and probably more. Her principal remarks that in his 30 years as an educator, he has never seen a more determined young lady than Hannah. From Dwight, Illinois, Hannah will attend Marquette University in the fall. Congratulations. Congratulations. Carlos Vela. Carlos cites 3 characteristics by which he chooses to lead and serve in order to make a powerful, positive impact in his school, community, state, and nation: persistence, passion, and advocacy. These descriptions could not be more accurate of Carlos's achievements to date. For more than 3 years, Carlos has fought to pass a smoke-free ordinance in his town, a statewide bill to raise the legal age to purchase tobacco products, and tougher tobacco regulations nationally. Because he passionately believes in these causes, Carlos stands tall for them, despite not being taken seriously for his age. This journey has resulted in a number of community awareness and service efforts, as well as meetings with local, state, and national officials. Just recently, he was named the 2017 National Youth Advocate of the Year for the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids. Beyond this tremendous work, Carlos served as president of the Student Council and president of SAD. Carlos hails from Ingleside, Texas, and will attend Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi, in the fall. Congratulations. Congratulations. Jeremy Lewis Ward. Years of scouting instilled in Jeremy a platform of servant leadership, which he carries out in his attitude and actions. After achieving his Eagle Scout designation 4 years ago, Jeremy continued his community service locally, including serving as a docent for a historic plantation. Seeing a void in leadership development opportunities for homeschooled students like himself, Jeremy established a leadership society to provide a solid, practical foundation for leadership at home and in the community for his peers. A celloist and singer, Jeremy performed for community events and was a soloist for the Voices of Carolina Choir. He was president of Model United Nations and a United States Congressional Award Gold medalist, all while holding a part-time job. Jeremy is from Chester, South Carolina, and will study environmental science and law at the University of South Carolina, Columbia in the fall. Well done, Jeremy. We're almost at the end, but I can see a large band forming with these groups of scholars, led by the Drevlos. We have singers, we have more cellists. My goodness, we can have a whole symphony by the time we're done. Sven Gunter Paul Volschlager. After his own family was impacted by the work of the American Red Cross, Sven began coordinating blood drives and devoting countless hours to the organization's work. Later, he approached his efforts from another angle after he recognized the distress of the teens in his town. With so many dropping out of school and turning to gangs or the growing opioid epidemic, Sven sought at-risk students to join his volunteer efforts for the Red Cross. Drawing these students to volunteer opportunities redirected their focus and gave them a renewed purpose. Sven continued to serve his peers at school as president of his class, president of the National Honor Society, technology committee chairman for the Student Council, vice president of DECA, and a 4-time senior ambassador for Project Outreach Leadership Summit. Sven is from Monroe, Michigan, and will attend the University of Michigan in the fall. Congratulations. Rex Yee. Rex was no stranger to leadership, president of the Interact Club, president of the junior class, treasurer for FFA, captain of the track and cross-country teams, and more. However, it was his role as editor of the yearbook that gave him a new perspective in motivating a team. Selected to lead a disorganized team with looming deadlines, Rex turned the group's procrastination into inspiration and built its members up to achieve an exceptional product. When he saw a void in sports opportunities at school, Rex created the table tennis and soccer club to provide a new outlet. He is a devoted volunteer for community activities, including serving as head geometry tutor for 30 middle school students. Rex's passion is space exploration, and he was accepted to participate in the exclusive high school aerospace scholars program, where he designed and created a 3D printed tool available to astronauts in the International Space Station. So Rex has been into the space station. Rex comes to us from Poteet. Okay, now I have to ask, is it Poteet or?
Poteet, Texas.
Poteet, Texas. Do you know how many times I listened to that on YouTube this afternoon to try and figure out how to pronounce that? Poteet, Texas, and he will attend the United States Air Force Academy. Congratulations. Thank you. And last but absolutely not least, Ryan Zuzalak. Ryan took his role as president of the Student Council as more than a title. He was the voice of the students and a bridge between them and the administration. At school, Ryan also served as vice president of DECA, physics Olympics team captain, captain of the tennis team, and a member of the varsity soccer, cross-country, and track teams. He also sang for the Philadelphia Boys Choir, where he has performed at Carnegie Hall, as well as in Argentina, Uruguay, and China. Among his many community service initiatives, Ryan was the coordinator for Operation Blessing, a National Honor Society campaign to serve underprivileged families with food, clothing, and toys. He even played the role of Santa Claus during its Christmas event. Though a clear contributor to his school and community, Ryan's leadership also plays out at home. The middle of 5 boys, Ryan is a role model to his younger brothers, even as his family endures hardships. Ryan hails from West Deptford, New Jersey, and will come out to our own coast this fall to attend the University of Southern California. Welcome to the sunshine. Well, I am humbled. I assume all of you are as well. I want to congratulate each of our 2017 GE-Reagan Foundation Scholarship Program recipients. I hope you'll agree that the talent and drive present in this room tonight is a testament to both the legacy of President Reagan and the strength of our nation's future leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us at this special place in honor of a very special man. It has truly been our privilege to host each of you at the Scholars Retreat. We are excited for what you will do on your new campuses. We hope you will keep in touch, and we know that beyond that, you will be extraordinary. This does conclude our program. However, scholars, we ask that you join us on stage for a group photo. Then feel free to mingle and enjoy the view of Air Force One. Thank you all for coming.